Hi, welcome back to FutureFast. And once again, we have a very interesting guest for today. And before I introduce and bring him to the conversation, I hope you are enjoying FutureFast. And for those of you who are here for the first time, thank you so much for considering to be on FutureFast and appreciate your time. Do subscribe to FutureFast and also urge you to look up. We have had some of the fantastic people coming on to FutureFast till now. Uh, More than 50 conversations are there, highly accomplished people from across the world. So on across various topics. So whatever is of your interest, please go look up. And with that, we'll jump into it. And today uh, we have Pathikrit Dasgupta. Pathikrit Dasgupta is the founder and CEO of SabPaisa. So, what they do and what he does, what's his journey, is what we are going to discuss today in this session of Future Fast. So, Pathikrit, once again, welcome to Future Fast, and thank you so much for making time to be here with us.
Uh, Thank you for the lovely introduction, Nanjunda. I'm really pleased to get a chance to talk in this channel, and I really wish all the best to the channel that it grows to the level of good technology channel where people can get insights, knowledge, and so that is it. And so looking forward to a very good discussion and good question answer session. So hopefully it will be very interesting and people can get some insights from this discussion.
Oh,
Thank you, Nanjunda.
thank you so much. I'm sure it does. So, why don't we start with your journey, Pathikrit?
Yeah. Okay. So to start with my journey, so after I completed my education, I did my education work from a very small town. Um, it's Kharagpur, where IIT is located. So I did my education not from the IIT, but from there in the local colleges and schools. So then I moved and from there, and my first journey, my first job was of an IT trainer. That was a very humble job, not paying so much, but it actually helped me in understanding the um, scope of the IT information technology and how it will shape my career, how it will shape the world. Because at that point of time, Y2K was a what do you say keyword in the industry. Everyone was excited about that Y2K projects. People were getting projects regarding that, and there was a palpable excitement all over. So I also decided to join the what do you say in that career path I want to go. So I started as a IT trainer, but and since I would admit that I was not a very meritorious student, but I always had the curiosity to learn about so many things and apply them in my job. And that is how then I realized that this cycle can be better done when I am at the top of the decision making position. So when I'm doing some jobs, obviously I take decisions. I try to apply my learning, but I can do it better when I am at the top of the decision making chain. So whether it's a right decision or wrong decision, the important factor for me was that I am taking the decision. So that is why I was always interested in entrepreneurship. And during my journey from, say, after the graduation, then after doing several stints in different companies, I came across my present co-founder in a very casual meetup. We met with each other and then found that, okay, maybe we have some connect. And we decided to join hands in 2015 and co-founded SabPaisa, and we decided to start a new journey together. So after starting, obviously we had some products in mind. We started with few products which were for the education segment, and we developed some automation software for the education industry. But unfortunately, uh, in the beginning itself, we could not get much success. So we did not achieve the product market fit, which was desirable for us. Then we had some, like we tried to do some changes in the organization. I mean, we did some brainstorming, and we came up with a new product idea. We launched the payment aggregator platform in 2016. And we had decided that we also have decided that we will be going for bootstrapping and will remain so for a long time. So that way we can take the decisions, we can guide the company so the way we wanted. Okay, so we started with the home office with minimum resources in Delhi. It was in a residential area in Santnagar. And then, based on our strategy, we came up with a very novel go-to-market strategy. That is, we want to approach the banks to sell our products. So think of the difficulty of that thought process. We did not had any PM fit. We did not had a product which is proven in the market. Not many are using it. Maybe four or five such customers were using it at a very basic level. But we convinced one bank to be our partner. So they took our product and white labeled it. So that was a major breakthrough we achieved in 2016 itself after launching the product. We convinced the bank management that you can white label our product and sell it to your through your channels to your customers. So, and we are really thankful to the bank management that in spite of not seeing much in the product, they actually realized that, okay, there is some future of this product and future of this team. So from there onwards, like we got, we had a long journey. Then we got the RBI license in 2021. Uh, sorry, 2022. Yeah. And we also developed uh, many channel like other banks channel. We signed up with 6 or 7 banks after that. And I think from the point when we started in 2015, we have come a long way. But again, uh, given the conditions in the fintech market, it is so competitive. We have a long, long way to go, and we have plans for the next 5 years, whatever we want to do.
So,
So,
is it okay
yeah,
to talk about name the bank that gave you open the door for you?
yeah. So it was a PSU bank, headquartered in Kolkata. So we signed up with Allahabad Bank to start with.
Wonderful. So, Allahabad Bank is still independent or it's been merged? I mean, now I'm
So
not
it
sure
has,
which bank is with
yeah, it
whom.
has merged. So it has been taken over by Indian Bank.
Oh, okay.
So currently, Indian Bank is also a partner.
Okay.
So you have uh, raised a very pertinent question. Yes, we had signed up few banks which got merged. Like we signed up with Vijaya Bank, Dena Bank, and all those banks got merged with Bank of Baroda.
Right.
But that did not stop our journey. So people are seeing value in our offerings. People are seeing value in the way we are nurturing the channel, the way we are taking the product in the market, and more banks are coming and partnering with
Oh,
us.
that's wonderful. I think I'll hold back my questions to talk about it for the next part.
Right.
But can you share the evolution of payments itself through your career, because a lot of things have changed, right? I mean, even now it continues to evolve. But from your journey, from the time you got started in your entrepreneurial venture, I assume you are a first generation entrepreneur.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a first generation entrepreneur.
Yeah, that's why people like us have this struggle of building products and without having a right market fit, and we have to learn making mistakes and then we go
Right.
forward. So, uh, so can you share the very evolution of payment systems through your career, please?
Yeah. So when I started looking at payments as a career choice in 2015, before that, to be very honest, I was not aware about of this industry. So in 2015, when we decided to get into this, then we studied the things, what are the evolutions which are happening, even revolutions which are happening in the payment industry. So, and I'm also fortunate to actually contribute to this revolution in some way. I mean, we might be not so big like PhonePay or Razorpay or Paytm, but we are contributing to this revolution in our own way. So the digital footprint in India, I mean, just look at the data, which was about 43 billion in 2017. Uh, in 2023, it has reached $200 billion and expect to reach $370 billion in 2027. Uh, just look at the exponential jump which is happening. So this wouldn't have been possible if there is no revolution in the industry. That is why these figures are showing up. Some key events like demonetization in 2016 and COVID in 2020 also acted as catalyst that helped to propel the fintech industry to the level where it is now. Without the presence of those events, you can call them as black swan or you may not call, but it might not have reached at this level the kind of awareness it has. The people have been forced to build the awareness due to those events, and people are now comfortable in making even small payments in different kind of shops, which was unthinkable, like uh, kirana stores or even your neighborhood uh, small stores are taking payments, or a person sitting in the footpath, uh, she is taking a digital payment, which was unthinkable. And it is nothing sort of short of a revolution. And even you look at the payment platforms which are there in the market, like Shopify, WooCommerce, Wix. I mean, these platforms came long back, but now even the smaller businessmen are thinking of having a digital store apart from their physical store. So it's a hybrid sort of operation that they're running. And that is only possible through the innovation which Shopify or WooCommerce or Wix have brought in, because they have made the e-commerce, launching an e-commerce platform very easy. And
And also players like you are facilitating easy payment transactions, right? From a user point of view, both for the
right,
buyer and the seller.
right. You are right. And I will, since you asked me about the landscape changing in the industry, I would like to point out some products which actually help to change the industry, not only about us, but the overall industry in general. Overall, digital literacy in India has changed because of these products. So I will give you name some of the products and also mention about their like the volume that they are clocking currently. So you will understand how they are important in the industry. So one product is Aadhaar enabled payment system, which is called AEPS. It was launched in 2010 to drive financial inclusion project by the government. So they always had financial inclusion project, but it was not having that desirable impact. People were still not going to the branches. They were unable to open an account. Now, what happened with this AEPS launch, which was done by NPCI, which is the body launched in 2008, National Payment Corporation of India. So they launched this product, AEPS, in 2010. And yeah, now the citizens, now you have sort of a kiosk in every village. You will find a kiosk where you can withdraw money, you can deposit money, you can pay bills. I mean, it is not mandatory now to have a bank branch in any location. These kiosks can do the banking for you, and that is only possible through APS. And if I look at the figures, like the average monthly transaction in 2015 was 15 million per month in APS, and which has been hovering around 450 million in 2023. So it's a huge jump, and people are also accepting this product in a big way.
Do
Second
you
product
do
I
you
want,
s-
yeah.
do you think the Jandan thing actually amplified this component, or it's not really contributed to it?
See,
The
the
account
Jan Dhan
opening.
was, yeah, account opening. The main criteria was that, okay, yeah, you open an account. Obviously, it impacted, it helped. Without any
They could
account,
use
you,
this to open accounts, right?
yes, yes. But again, I will talk about this in uh, globally. If you take the figure, there are around 1 billion people who are yet to do any digital transaction. So out of that, about 500 million of that is in India. Okay. So in spite of Jandhan, so many Jandhan accounts have been opened, but people don't know how to do a digital transaction. So obviously, a lot of work is pending. But you are right. That is a first foundation which was built by the government of opening Jandhan account. At least that basic thing should be there. And then
But also, Pathikrit, I feel that without this component in place, this infrastructure in place, Jandan could not have achieved the scale it achieved in such a short time, right?
right. So Jandhan was a initiative of the Ministry of Finance, and they, uh, with the help of the partner banks, they drove this program, and even in fact, the PSU banks played a major role in this.
No, but also
They
this, what you talked about, that
APS,
APS, I think
yeah,
that possibly made it achieve the kind of numbers, right? Because they were actually present where the bank branches were not present.
right, right. So obviously, it acted as a sort of complementary to this program. Without this AEPS presence, Jandhan wouldn't have been so successful.
And I think most people are not even familiar with this, or they don't even talk about its contribution to Jandan in that way, right? I think perhaps
Right,
all these big numbers could have been able to achieve because of this infrastructure in place.
right, right.
So, thank you. I think it's a very interesting point. Yeah.
So second product which I want to talk about without, I mean, you cannot miss this product at all, which is the Unified Payments Interface or UPI. Uh, so it was launched in 2016 for making a real-time bank-to-bank payment. Before that, people knew that, okay, payment means you have to use a card, net banking. Net banking is in fact unique to India. I mean, in no other country, as far as I know, there is net banking. So net banking was sort of a preferred choice for doing transaction if you're not conversant with card transaction. But with UPI, the bank-to-bank real-time transaction, P2P, peer-to-peer transaction or peer-to-merchant transaction, it took a big leap. And in December 2019, the volume processed through UPI was around 2 lakh crores. And in December 2013, it has grown to 18 lakh crores in 1 month. So in 1 month, we are now clocking 18 lakh crores of uh, INR through UPI channel. So that is having a big contribution in driving the Digital India program of Government of India. Then obviously we cannot miss RuPay, which is the indigenous card scheme, which was launched by again NPCI. So uh, it has always been dominated by Visa, Master, then to a lesser extent Diner, right? So China, when I had visited China in long back, so I saw that Union Pay was gradually replacing Visa Master in that country. So I was thinking when this thing will come in India. Uh, but then government launched this RuPay scheme. After initial hiccups, now the RuPay is going steady. Like RuPay has got a weakness. Obviously, it's not so much present in the credit card segment. It could not penetrate there. But in debit card, it is doing wonders. The numbers are growing. So by 25, 26, it will be around 320 crores of transactions which will happen. And it is expected to have a CAGR of 20% in RuPay transactions. So RuPay is also having a very major impact, and the transactions have been made very, you can say, cost effective when you do a transaction with RuPay instead of other network. Then people are
Just one second, just to put it in context for the listeners and audience outside of India. 1 lakh crore INR or Indian rupees is nearly approximately about 13 billion US dollars.
yeah, I cannot exactly say, but it should be like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so just to put that context, because you gave out that amount, so they should understand that what is the volume of transaction we are talking about being facilitated from this. Yeah, please
Right.
continue. I
Right.
thought just put the context there.
Right. Right. Thank you. So next product, which really again changed the life of our people, like it has a very good impact in terms of saving some money for the country. So people are now using FASTag. Uh, so it's a actually the product name is NETC, National Electronic Toll Collection System. So which was launched in again in 2016, and currently about 5,000 crores of Indian rupee are being collected every month, and people are not waiting in the toll gate. People are not wasting their fuel by simply waiting for the toll to be collected. So the toll collection has gone up. The fuel cost, because most of the fuel are being imported by India. So there is a huge saving which India is making by launching this product. So this is having a good impact, and in fact, it will be better in the coming days. Then you have a product which was launched by NPCI again, which is a Bharat Bill Pay system. So they wanted to democratize the bill payment in India because bill payment was working in silos. Different organizations were implementing digital payment separately. They were having separate charges. People who had the ability to digitize, they were doing it. But with BBPS, it has got democratized. Now everyone, the allowed segment, can join the BBPS network and make its fee collection online. So if you're a small school, you don't have the capability to develop something to integrate a payment gateway. You can join BBPS, and in the BBPS, all the payment system operators are there. You can start your collection. If you are in utility, you can start your collection through BBPS. So that is again having a major impact.
And I think a lot of players like you got a big boost out of this, right? Because it enabled a bigger access, market access for you.
Yeah, I mean, we exactly did not join BBPS.
Oh, you didn't. Okay.
Yeah.
But
So, I mean, if you want to join a BBPS, you need to become an operating unit. But we did not took that route, so
okay.
we did not join BBPS. We are giving independent payment solution. But why I mentioned this because you asked me a question how the payment landscape is changing in
Correct,
India.
correct. I think this is a significant.
Right. So overall, for the country, it is having an impact, and it is having a positive impact. People are getting accustomed to uh, collect their fees digital and make their fees payment digital. And obviously, it is also helping us in a way when we are approaching an institution, an organization. They are not averse to go for digital because they know about BPS, they know about so many other things which are happening. So they are welcoming us, and that definitely had a positive impact on our business.
So I basically want to step back from your entrepreneurial to how you came in here. You started off as a professional, then you did do a consulting role, and then to an entrepreneurial role. So how did you see the transition from professional to uh, uh, building a product, going to market? Of course, you had your own learning through that, but how do you see the transition happen? What made it easy or difficult in the process?
Yeah, it was easy for me because I was always on the lookout for an opportunity uh, which will be interesting and challenging. And I did not, whether I was working as a professional or as a consultant or as an entrepreneur. So I always look for a challenging role or interesting role. The mundane sort of work never interested me. Uh, I could have stayed in a job doing all that things, routine jobs, uh, but that was not my I mean, way of working or thinking. So it was not very hard for me. Obviously, in any entrepreneur journey, so you face challenges, and so I also faced lots of challenges. And when I jumped from one assignment to another assignment, I made a lot of mistakes. Uh, and did it help me always? Definitely not. I took many wrong decisions in a way. So it uh, I fell into terrible uh, situations due to that. But that is part of the journey. So I don't feel like when I have the support of the family or the friends, and with their support, I could get over all those situations. So it was not difficult for me, and but it has I have got some important lessons from that journey. Like I believe in karma in very much that if you do good, you will get something in return. I believe in that whether I'm doing something professionally or being an entrepreneur. So I believe in karma, and my journey has further strengthened that. Okay, I must have done something good for someone, some people, and which is why I'm in a sort of a comfortable situation at this moment compared to maybe in 2015. So it is all because of the karma, right? And another thing which I uh, understood is no assignment. Often people think that, okay, why I will do this? This is not part of my job. So what benefit I will get out of it? So no assignment is a waste of time for me, and I think that helps me to learn new things and try to identify where I can put this knowledge in. And again, another learning which I've got is there's no age to launch anything new. Okay, there's no age. In this 2024, I will be 50. Okay, so when I took the decision of getting into entrepreneurship uh, in 2015, so I had already crossed 40, and so it was very difficult given your responsibilities and all. But still, I would say that there is no age to start anything new. I mean, if given a chance, I can launch a new 60. So age is not a factor. And it
Correct.
will happen when you actually remove the fear of losing something. Because when you try to hold on to something, then obviously the fear of losing it comes. And I've lost everything, then gained. So I don't have the fear of losing. So that has helped me. So that should be in the mind of entrepreneurs that okay, you cannot have the fear of losing. You may lose everything. Okay, so I had faced that situation, and obviously, uh, in the journey, if you have support of your uh, well wishers, friends, family, you can get over any difficulties and challenges. And coming back to your questions, so all these factors actually helped me into transitioning from professional to a consultant to a entrepreneur. So I had the support of family and friends. So they never told me that okay, you cannot do this, you don't do this. So you have a family to run. But I had the support.
Right. And how do you see your own decision making change in this course? Because obviously it's not that we don't make too many wrong decisions or mistakes, but obviously we make less and less. But how do you see your approach to decision making has changed in this course of 9 years of your entrepreneurship now, and coming from your
Definitely.
professional background?
Right. So it has gone a, you're right, it has gone a, I mean, sea change, I would say. So now the goals are different, challenges are totally different, and consequently the decision making has to change. And obviously, see, hindsight is always 100% correct. You may think that you could have taken this decision instead of that. So the decisions which I'm taking at this moment, it is different than the decisions which I was taking before my journey of 2015. That or maybe the initial years of my journey as an entrepreneur. So even I can uh, judge that period from 2015 to 2017 when we were into a transition, things were shaping up. There were so many uncertainties, and the decisions which we took, sometimes there was some hunch which played a part. Uh, there was some gut feeling which came in, and obviously you have to take that risk. But currently, the decisions which I'm taking, You can say there is a structure of getting data. There are different departments. There is a middle management who is managing things, and I'm getting regular data from those levels. So functionally, it has become much easier to take a decision because I have the data in front of me. But again, there are some points when you have to take those kind of decisions based on hunch, because some things are not in your control always, like change in regulations. We are a regulated entity, right? And we are in the regulated industry even. So regulation may change. The industry may change in a way you never expected.
But
So in that
see, as a
situation, no
startup
data.
founder, yeah, as a startup founder, decision is always with you in your hand. But as you grow as a larger organization, you how do you ensure that people down the line, down the value chain, also can come back not only with the data but their gut feel because they are in the front line. So how do you make sure from a decision making framework for you, how do you ensure that they also share the data with you, but they also is there a way of capturing uh, their gut feel?
Yeah, of course. I mean, see, uh, you are right. So, I mean, the question was about my decision, so I talked about that. But currently, most of the decisions are taken by the middle management. The day-to-day decisions, even important decisions, are taken by the middle management. And uh, so it is always not right. It cannot be. Even I can make so many mistakes. Uh, like sometimes they try to keep me in CC that okay, I'm keeping you in loop. So take care if something goes wrong. But I tell them that okay, if you're taking a decision, if you think you believe in that, don't put everything in CC for me to check, or the other CXO members. You take your decision. You are an experienced person. You have spent so many years in the organization. So you take the decision and take responsibility of that. If something goes wrong, we are all there because you are an independent part, or sorry, important part of the company. So you can take calls. So I would mention here at this moment that okay, I take some decisions, but most of the decisions, you can say the regular day-to-day decisions, even some of the important decisions are taken by the middle management. And that is how things are evolving in SabPaisa. Obviously, it was not always in that way. Uh, there was more control of the CXO team in the initial days. We were taking all the decisions, then we moved out, we like decentralized the things. In the current situation, obviously, like we have some committees, like we have a very important committee like governance committee, which looks after the general governance in the organization. Why the governance committee? Because you won't find a governance committee in any other kind of industry. Because we are a regulated entity, we need to ensure that the compliance or different regulations which are being brought out by RBI and other bodies are being understood and implemented. So there is a governance committee which is mostly managed by the middle management people. I'm also there, but they drive the meeting. They come up with the new circular, try to gauge the impact of that circular and suggest the steps which has to be taken. So that way we are empowering our middle management people
Right.
to take decisions.
So before we close, I want to ask you: are there books, blogs that you think has helped you in the way uh, uh, you try to manage your business, or and your day-to-day affairs? Are there some things that you follow? You want to share something, some of those things?
See, well, I read books, I listen to books on Audible, and so initially, definitely, I used to read and highlight certain sections in the book, try to understand and implement that. I got some ideas from some of the books, but I won't say that, okay, I'm always reading the books, I'm always reading management books or that kind of books which will give me direct, uh, you can say, knowledge. I am more into reading non-fiction kind of books, maybe biographies
Right.
uh, of not even the business profile, even biographies of other kind of person.
Something you want to quote? What are your favorite books?
Um, so the best book which I've read is *Sapiens*,
Okay.
which I found very, very informative, and that is, I would say, the best book which I've read so far. And apart from that, I've read the biography of Nike founder. I cannot recollect the name of the book.
White. Uh, or Shoe Dog, is it?
Yeah, Shoe Dog, Shoe Dog. Yeah,
Right.
I liked it very much. And currently, I'm reading a book about Second World War and uh, getting into the psyche of Hitler, why he launched this, and what was behind the Second World War, and how the Allies could have done differently to prevent the war. And so that is again a very nice book, which is I won't say that I am always trying to get business knowledge from these kind of books, but that book will actually give you some idea about what is leadership and how the decisions, timely decisions, can prevent problems in future. So the rise and fall of the Third Reich, which is the book, uh, which is giving me that kind of insight, and I'm liking this book, which I'm going through at this moment. I'm, so
Wonderful.
another book
Great.
which I'm reading
Yeah.
is currently is the Pegasus, which
Okay.
is the uh, you can say spy software which was launched by an Israeli company.
Right.
How they penetrated the different governments were the customers. So that is a very interesting book which I'm reading currently.
Wonderful. I think quite a spread, and I think I connect with you because, in that sense, my reading habits is something as diverse. So, so wonderful. Good to know, and thank you so much for sharing your journey. And to the audience and listeners, I hope you enjoyed it as I did in having this conversation. Particular, and please do go and share this conversation with everybody you think will appreciate it. And if you're not yet subscribed, do subscribe to FutureFast and come back soon because we're going to have more conversation with Pathikrit, and which will be bringing it back to you. And lastly, you do have all the handles and links to follow Pathikrit's work and his business. So please go follow them, look up them, and also do reach out to him. All right. Thank you. Until we meet again, enjoy the ride. Pathikrit,
Thank
thank
you.
you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you very much.